We often look at billionaires and assume their lives are perfect luxury cars, private jets, and a world that bends to their will. But perfection can be a powerful illusion. Behind the glittering walls of wealth, there are often cracks that money can't seal. This man had everything most people dream of except the one thing that mattered most: peace in his heart. He believed that, with enough money, any problem could be fixed, every pain could be silenced, and every loss could be replaced. Yet, when life presented him with something beyond his control, his daughter's blindness, he was powerless. For the first time, he couldn't write a check to make it go away. And that realization quietly began to unravel everything he thought he understood about life, love, and control. Because sometimes it takes losing sight of what's visible to truly see what's real. As any loving father would, he searched tirelessly for answers. He took his daughter to the best specialists, the most advanced hospitals, and spent fortunes chasing a cure that never came. Each visit ended the same way, with hope fading a little more and frustration growing a little stronger. He couldn't understand how, with all his resources, all his power, he still couldn't help the one person he loved most. But what he didn't realize was that in his desperation to fix her, he had forgotten to feel for her. He spoke to doctors more than he spoke to his own child. His love was buried under layers of fear and pride, as if vulnerability was something only the poor could afford. And in that silence between them, a different kind of blindness began to grow, not in her eyes, but in his heart. One evening, in a quiet little cafe far from the world of luxury and limousines, a waitress noticed something that no one else had. The billionaire and his daughter had stopped by for dinner, trying to escape the whispers of pity that followed them everywhere. As she served their meal, the waitress observed how the girl's eyes moved, subtle, quick, almost curious. It wasn't the vacant stare of someone who couldn't see. It was the hesitant glance of someone afraid to be caught looking while everyone else saw blindness. This waitress saw hesitation, emotion, and truth. She didn't have a medical degree or wealth, but she had something more powerful: awareness born from compassion. She approached the girl gently, speaking not with pity, but with warmth. And in that moment, the girl turned toward. Her voice, her eyes meeting hers for the first time, proof that sight had never been the problem. But the truth, when it finally surfaced, was heartbreaking. The girl wasn't blind, at least not in the way her father believed. She had chosen to close her eyes to the world because it was the only way she could protect herself from the emptiness that surrounded her. Her blindness was a shield, not a condition. Growing up in a mansion filled with noise but no connection, with gifts but no genuine affection, she had learned that pretending not to see was easier than watching her father drift further away. The waitress's gentle understanding cracked that wall of silence, revealing a child who didn't need treatment, she needed love. The billionaire, who had spent years fighting a medical battle, was suddenly facing a moral one. For the first time, he saw that his daughter hadn't lost her sight. She had simply lost faith in being seen. Art. In that moment of revelation, the billionaire's world came crashing down, not because he had failed to cure his daughter's blindness, but because he realized he had never truly seen her. He had surrounded her with comfort, but not connection, provided everything except presence. It was a truth money couldn't buy his way out of. The waitress, a stranger from a different world, had done what all his wealth and power could not. Bet. She had looked beyond appearances and seen the human story underneath. Her act of simple kindness became a mirror, reflecting everything he had ignored in his pursuit of success. And in that reflection, he finally understood that love cannot be purchased, only practiced. That empathy cannot be taught, only felt. Sometimes, it takes a stranger's eyes to remind us that the greatest riches we can offer another soul are time, attention, and genuine care. That day changed him forever. The man who once believed he could control everything learned that some of life's most precious truths can only be seen when you stop trying to own them. He began spending time with his daughter not as a patient to be fixed, but as a soul to be understood. Slowly, laughter returned to their home, not bought by gifts, but built through presence. The waitress's simple act had opened not just the girl's eyes, but her father's heart. And in that awakening, he discovered that blindness isn't about what our eyes can't see, about what our hearts refuse to notice. We often chase success so hard that we miss the quiet cries of those closest to us. Sometimes, the greatest miracle isn't restoring sight, it's learning to see what truly matters before it's too late.